Hey, what's up, everybody? Tonight, I want to share with you four questions to ask yourself so you can stop struggling with money. That's what I want to talk a little bit about tonight. And so, guys, if this is your first time joining me, my name is Alex, um, founder of Financial Wealth Academy. And tonight I want to talk a little bit about questions that you need to ask yourself, or we need to ask ourselves, in order that we might be able to have the financial success that we truly want and we truly crave, right? So let me just share with you just a few quick statistics. Number one, um, 69% of Americans, adult Americans, have less than $1,000 saved in their bank accounts. That's 69%, guys. 69%. Um, Americans 45 through 54% have no savings at all. Have no savings at all, right? And so many of us talk about the importance, and we talk about how we want to be successful. And I know that we want to be. I'm adjusting my camera here, guys. Excuse me. Excuse me. And I know we want to be successful. So there seems to be a little bit of a disconnect in why so few people are able to reach their financial goals. Man, I'm having a tough time right about here. Okay, all right. Um, so so the question is, where is the disconnect? Why are so many people having a tough time when it comes to um, their finances, to their money? And so, like I said before, this is a topic that I think is so extremely important because every single person on this planet, we spend our entire lives doing what? Going to school in preparation for getting a job so we can make some money. We get out of school. What are we doing? We're looking for a job so we can get some money. Um, we everything we do is about trying to make money in order that we might be able to fund our living and our lifestyle. And so, in a country that is as rich as our country is, as rich as the U.S. is, why are so few people able to move up, or so few people able to reach their financial goals? And so I think it's really important that we really talk about this. And this seems to be a topic or subject that so many people they'll pop in for a little bit to hear we're talking about money, and they'll bounce out. And I'm like, man, this I can't think of anything that's any more important for people to stay tuned for people to pay attention to, for people to get their notes and their pens out, because there just might be some bit of information that someone may share with you that turns your whole life around. And not just your life, it may turn your life, your family, and your family for future generations. And we always talk about generational wealth. We always talk about how important it is to teach about money in school, right? So our kids can learn it. But we don't want to spend time to learn it. You see, the best way that your kids and your grandkids can know what to do with money, because all the time they're watching you. They watch how you spend money, how you use money, how do you use credit, how you use debt, how you are building wealth, how you're playing the game. Your kids, and your grandchildren and people around you are watching you. So, we talk about people who can't save money. We talk about how Black and brown communities have 1/10 of the wealth of typical white families. And we know there are any number of reasons that is, but for those reasons where you have some control, man, it makes a difference for us to start learning how money works, for us to start learning how to make it work for us, for us to start learning how to take our talents, our skill set, our knowledge, and use it in a way that benefits us as opposed to benefiting other people. So tonight, I just want to share with you just a few things, guys, that you may just want to consider and ask yourself um, when it comes to how to stop struggling with money. Okay, so let me ask you, here's the first question. The first question that I think is important is, are you happy? Are you happy where you are financially with your finances, with your money? Because we know that people are motivated, right, by either pleasure or pain. Pleasure or pain. There are only a few things that really are motivating. We're either trying to keep from feeling pain, or we're trying to gain pleasure, right? And so if we find ourselves in the middle, if we find ourselves at a place where we've plateaued, where we've gotten to a place where we're comfortable, where we're happy, then the likelihood of us growing beyond that place, whether it be physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, the likelihood of us growing beyond where we are, if we are happy where we are, the likelihood of us growing beyond that is very unlikely. Okay. So one of the first things that we have to really ask ourselves is, hey, you know what? Are you happy where you are with your finances, with your money, with your current situation? Are you happy with, if you are not financially secure, are you happy with living on the edge financially? Are you cool? Are you cool with that? Are you good with that? Because some people have gotten so good at living on the edge that they don't even know that they're living on the edge. It's just a way of life for many people. And so one of the questions that we really should ask, that we do have to ask ourselves is, hey, are you happy where you are? Are you comfortable where you are? And if you are, like I said, the likelihood of you getting beyond or growing beyond or going beyond is very unlikely. Because in order for you to be able to get to the next level, as people say in the church, new levels, new devils. Or people who fly airplanes, they always say, hey, in order for us to go up to the next level, go up to the next altitude, it might get a little bumpy. And most people don't want to go through the turbulence. So instead of going to the next level, I just stay where I am. I just stay comfortable where I am. Hey, D'Artagnan, how you doing? Hey, Dre, my barber's tuning in. My barber cut me up today. He got me looking good. Got me looking good. Got the beard looking good, right? So I had to come in and do some videos for you guys since I'm looking fresh to death. So thank you, Andre, man. I really appreciate you, Andre of a Zeal Barbershop here in Charlotte, North Carolina. So yeah, the first thing that you really have to ask is, are you happy where you are? Because if you're happy, like I said before, the likelihood of you going to the next level is very unlikely, because you're comfortable, you're good. Because we know that going to the next level requires extra effort, extra input. It requires going through some difficulties, some challenges. So it sometimes requires going through a little bit of pain. And people don't want that. You remember I said before, pain or pleasure. Those are two things that we're usually seeking. And if we're comfortable right in the middle, usually we'll stay there. So if you want to be able to stop struggling with money, if you want to stop struggling with money, if you want to be able to become more financially secure with money, the first question that you need to ask yourself is, are you happy with your money situation wherever you are? If you're good, good. Then the likelihood of you going to the next level, is not very likely. So if you're comfortable where you are, then it's okay. All right. So that's the first question that you really want to ask yourself. The second question that you want to ask is being financially secure important to you? For some people, being financially secure just isn't important to them. Um, they have determined that, you know what, as long as I'm able to have a good time, I'm all right. As long as I'm able to hang around my friends, be around my friends, if I'm able to do some of the things that I want to do in life, if I'm able to have some of the comfort creature features that I want, if I'm able to wear some nice Gucci shoes or some Nikes or whatever it is, or drive whatever kind of car you want, maybe that's all that's really important to you. I don't want much. Just a little place to lay my head, a little place that I can call home, you know, nice car, decent car to drive, some nice clothes. That's, for some people, that's where they are. And, you know, being financially secure is not a part of their even thought process, right? So just real quick, I won't be able to get them all together. Let me move over here. Can you see this here? So they say that there are 5 hierarchy of needs, right? And at the very basic level, at the bottom level, as long as people have food, right, shelter, clothes, and they're safe, then that's enough for most people. This is what they call Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? And this is what Maslow has said that people need in life. And as long as people have food, shelter, clothes, and they're secure, then and only then can people start thinking about going to the next level. Okay, the next level, and I don't know what that next level is, but from a financial standpoint, I can say, if people are able to, to buy some food, if they're not hungry, if they're able to have shelter and some, clothes on their back, for some people they're good. But for other people, there are more things that are important to them. They want to make sure that they have, that they're able to pay their bills, right? And they have some money saved, okay? And then they kind of keep moving up the ladder, all right? But the second question that you really want to ask you know, is being financially secure or being good with money, is that really important to you? Because if it isn't, then you won't do the things that are necessary in order for you to be able to get to the next level. So the first number one was, are you happy where you are? And if you are happy where you are, the likelihood of you putting in the effort and doing what's needed to go to the next level is highly unlikely because you're comfortable. Success, the things that you truly, being able to go to the next level requires you to put in more effort, more work, and that requires you going beyond. And if you're happy where you are, most people will be saying, you know what, I want to stay where I am. Secondly, is being financially secure and important to you. If it is, great. No, great. Then you'll do the things that are necessary to move you to the next level. If you are not financially secure, if it's not important to you, then you won't make the necessary changes. Okay. Number three, if in fact you want to become financially secure, financially independent, have multiple streams of income, be able to build generational wealth. If you want to be able to go to the next level with your money, guys, in the money game, guess what? You're going to have to ask yourself, what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to give up? See, because one of the biggest things that's keeping many of us in the African American community in particular is our cars. The average car note today is $550. $550. And then you got to add on top of that insurance. right? Then you add on top of that maintenance, right? And then if we add any accessories and other stuff to it, you got to add that onto it. But guess what? That's $550 a month plus insurance, plus maintenance, and plus all these other things that'll generally bring you up to roughly about, we'll say, now you're spending about $700 a month on a car. But most, like I said before, 69% of Americans, of adults, don't have $1,000 in the bank. But we got $700 car payments with insurance. Those are the things that you have to ask yourself. Maybe giving up your car will help you be able to create some financial independence and financial freedom for yourself. Maybe if we take some of the money that we're spending on our vehicles or our clothes or other things that don't put money in our pockets, maybe if we can forego some of those things for a little while, that we're able to take those monies and then put them in a different place. That makes a huge difference, guys. I'm trying to find my computer, can't find it. So, just imagine if you're spending $700 a month on your car payment, and we're talking about, on average, we're talking about on average 5 years. Okay. What is that? 60 months. So now we're talking about that's $42,000 spent on a car with car note and car insurance, coming up to about $700 on average. If we do that for 5 years, right? So now we're up to $42,000. How many people can say that they have $42,000 in their savings account, in their 401k? That we have this money set aside, that we're able to live if we lose our job, if we get laid off, sick, hurt, or unable to work for any reason. It becomes a matter of priorities, right? And here's the thing about it. It doesn't mean that you will never be able to drive a nice car. In fact, if you are smart about how you utilize your money, how you invest your money, and how you have your money working for you, if you're taking those car payments and that insurance and those kind of things, and you are investing them, right? Now all of a sudden, your assets that you buy, your assets are now paying for your car, as opposed to you paying for your car. See, a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm gonna go out and get me a car." No, a car is gonna get you. That's what happened. A lot of times people think, "Oh, I'm gonna go out and get me a car." No, when you decide to go into debt, then you have now put yourself into bondage. You have now put yourself into servitude if you are financing that vehicle. If you are financing it and you're having to work for it because you don't have any other assets that's going to pay it for you, then guess what? You're in bondage. You're in debt. So, and if you don't have a way of making these assets work for you, then you're going to have to work for it, and pay for it yourself. You have to use your time, your life's energy, in order to pay to drive a car in this case, or or to wear nice clothes, or to buy other stuff that's not going to put money into your pockets. And I'm simply saying that if you make the necessary investments first, if you put money aside and savings aside first, and you put them into assets that make sense for you, then they will take care of the luxuries and the toys that you want to buy. For instance, instead of buying a car with the down payment, maybe you find a home, right, that you're able to buy on foreclosure. You bought a foreclosure, and maybe that foreclosure you're able to buy that foreclosure, finance it. Instead of spending $60,000-$70,000 on a car, you get a $60,000-$70,000-$80,000 house. And then you turn around and you put it up and you rent it. And let's just say that's paying you $200 a month, right? It's paying you more than that, but you're able to put $200 a month in your pocket. Okay, maybe even 250. Who knows? We'll say $200 a month. You're able to put $200 a month. If you do that 3 times, right? Get you 2 more houses. Now all of a sudden, your 3 houses are paying for your car. You're not paying for your car. See, it's about understanding what is it that you really and truly need. Maybe you don't need the car, need the car right off bat. Maybe you could just turn around and say, hey, you know what? Let me drive what I drive. Let me drive a get around. And you drive a get around for, for 5 years. So instead of putting $700 a month into a car, now you got $42,000, because you remember I said earlier, if the average car payment is $550, then you're going to pay for insurance and maintenance and those other things. So it's going to cost you on average about $700 a month. And if you finance it for 5 years, you got to have insurance for it, full coverage on it, because because you financed it for 5 years. Then altogether, you got $42,000 that you put into an asset that you'll never be able to get any money out of. It's not going to put any money in your pocket either. But if you're able to take that $42,000 and put it into a foreclosure, put it into buying a business, if you were to able to take that $42,000 and put it into some other investment, some stock, some bond, something else, right? Now you put it in a place where those assets can pay you instead of you having to pay for your hard work, sweat, and tears to pay for the assets that you want to buy. That's why wealthy people are able to do the things that they do, because they know invest, save first, invest second, buy the things that you want third. And then you do that for long enough, then the things that you have invested your money in will then fund your lifestyle. And you won't have to worry about having to go in and clock in to work every single day. So the question is, are you willing? What are you willing to give up? Are you willing to give up the cars? Are you willing to give up the clothes? Are you willing to give up the things that don't put money in your pocket? Are you willing to save a little bit? Are you willing to pay yourself first? If you're willing to do those things, guys, then you'll be able to, if you're able to exercise that willpower, discipline, or put some things in place where it happens automatically, whether you have willpower or discipline or not, now you put yourself in a position to win. Okay. And the fourth question that you want to ask yourself is, what's the one area right now of your finances, if you were able to change it and have it to go the way you wanted it to go, would have the biggest impact in your life? So what is that? For some people, it's getting out of debt. For some other people, it's being able to save more money. For other people, it is being able to get their credit together, right? Raise their credit scores. Because maybe they have the cash flow, but they don't have the credit scores, right? Maybe it's, I need to really generate some more, bring in some more income, bring in some more money, because I've already cut my standard of living. I've already cut it way down, right? I've already cut out the miscellaneous and the waste. So in order for me to go to the next level or have the biggest impact, I might need to increase my income. Or maybe you have all of those things together, but maybe you don't have your insurances in place. So if you happen to get sick, hurt, or unable to work for any reason, especially people who are self-employed, if you are the economic engine that makes your business move, and if you don't go to work, money isn't made, then I highly encourage you to get disability insurance to make sure that if something happens to you, right? If you get sick, hurt, or unable to work, you still have money coming in, okay? And if you have a family or somebody who's depending on your income, it's probably a really important thing for you to have life insurance as well. All right. So, so some of you may be wondering, what are all of the different areas of different parts of your life that you might need to take a look at. I have a free financial assessment that you can take, right? It takes you about 3 to 5 minutes. It's real quick. You're able to answer questions about your finances in the area of income, savings, budgeting, credit, investing, insurances and protection, and even have a few questions about your mindset and your knowledge. All of these things are actually in this real quick assessment that you can take, and it'll give you an idea of just how fit you are when it comes to your finances. So I encourage you guys to go and take it. Like I said, it'll take you 3 to 5 minutes to answer some questions, yes, no questions, really easy questions to answer, and it'll give you some idea as to where you are in your finances, and where you're strong and where you might need to strengthen your finances. All right, so there you have it, guys. My goal is to really share with you tools, tips, strategies, informations to help you be able to take your income, help you build wealth so you can leave a legacy for your family, help take those things to the next level. And so yeah, that's what I do, and I would love to answer any questions that you may have as it relates to personal finance, as it relates to insurance, as it relates to making more money in your business. How do you set up your just everything associated with your finances? I'd love to answer your questions, guys. So feel free to put them in the comment area below, or inbox me or email me, alex@alexbjones.com. I'd love to answer your questions. So, all right, guys, I hope you're having a wonderful evening. I hope this information helps you take yourself to the next level. All right, take care and God bless you.